The book that I chose is The Old Man and the Sea. So far, what's been going on in the book is the guy, his name is Santiago. He's an old Cuban fisherman, and he meets his boy named Menolin, who basically becomes his little friend. Like, and like the kid like really cares for the old man and really wants to learn from the old man. And so they just really like talking, getting to know each other, and they both love baseball, so they're really talking about baseball a lot in the latest developments in the 50s. And but the old man is basically saying like you can't keep coming here, like you can't stay here. You got to go back home, go do more stuff. That's what he wants. That's what the old fisherman is telling him to do. Go be bigger than what I am. And so the old man goes on a big fishing trip. Is like 85 days, and he goes 84 days without catching anything. And on the 85th day, he finally is able to catch a big marlin. But currently, the marlin is dragging him around the sea because he doesn't have the strength to bring him up, so he's just holding onto the line. My favorite part of the book is the fisherman holding on to the marlin, you feel me? And what he's doing is he's admiring the marlin and like seeing how much the marlin is trying to fight to get away, but in the process is also hurting the old man because every time he holds it and the marlin tugs, it cuts his hand. It's kind of, and I like it because it kind of reminds us as human beings. It reminds me of human beings because we always try to go to the things that hurt us the most, and we start to admire the things we hurt us the most. Like especially at our age, trying to get relationships, you go to the girl who like is always hurting you, but it's like you're just admiring her, but even though she's hurting you. The setting of the book is in the middle of the ocean near Cuba, in the like 40s, 50s era, and it's and then they move. The marlin actually drags him out toward more towards the Gulf Stream as the book goes on. My two elements of literature are characterization and mood. For in the book, the characterization, they really characterize the man. They do a lot of indirect characterization. They don't necessarily say he's lonely, but throughout the book you never really see him talk to anybody else. You never see him really interact with anybody else. He's really just him alone, and the only time he really has interaction is with his friend Manolin. The mood of the book, I would say, is lonely. It's like it's lonely but content because he's it's lonely but content because he's alone, but he doesn't seem unhappy. He always seems like he has what he needs, and he doesn't need to go out and find any more else of what he doesn't need anything else. He just is content with where he is and what he's doing, fishing, and he seems to love fishing. So I would say lonely but content. Diction is always going to change depending on who you talk to. If you talk to someone like a little kindergartner, you can't use bigger words that they won't know what the meaning is or what is. They'll get lost too easily. You can't use stuff like hyperbole or stuff like that. You got to use, or oxymoron, you got to use smaller words that they know the meaning to. Now, if you're talking to someone more educated like professor, you can use those bigger words, and you have to use, especially in the, like, say you're writing an essay, you kind of have to use those bigger words because you need to show the professor that you're more advanced in your speaking and writing compared to if you're talking to a kindergartner or elementary age child. Syntax is the arrangement of words within your sentence. So how an author will arrange their words in a sentence. It affects the tone by making the sentence or the paragraph or the text in general either a lot easier and a lot more pleasant to read, or a lot worse and a lot more unpleasant to read. It can also confuse the reader or help the reader understand better what the author is trying to convey to them.